This video will demonstrate the installation of UltraPro twist-on fittings when using the polyester braided hose. Begin by tightly wrapping the braid with high-quality PTFE tape, better known as plumber's tape, at the location of the cut desired. Wrap the hose with at least 2 complete wraps of the PTFE tape. Use a utility knife with the new razor blade to ensure sharpness and a clean cut. Never use a hose cutter or saw to cut the poly-braided UltraPro hose. Start by puncturing the hose with the blade near the top or 12 o'clock position. Once you have punctured the hose, slowly rotate the hose while firmly holding the blade in the 9 o'clock position. Cut approximately 90% of the way around the hose, leaving a small portion of the inner hose and outer braid uncut. Finish the cut with a sharp pair of scissors. Now install the socket of the fitting onto the hose assembly and slide it back out of your way. Firmly grasp the outer braid and with your forefingers pull the cut end with the plumber's tape still wrapped away from the cut end, exposing approximately 1 inch of the inner liner. While keeping the outer braid pulled back, grab the olive with your free hand and position the chamfered edge of the olive towards the cut end of the hose. Apply light pressure against the cut end of the hose with the olive while slowly rotating the olive in a counterclockwise rotation. Rotate the olive counterclockwise until you feel it engage the hose convolutes. Now twist the olive onto the hose with a clockwise rotation, being sure that the olive does not cross thread as it is installed. If it does not thread on straight, simply back it out and retry until it engages correctly. Once the olive becomes hard to turn by hand, you can use a pair of channel lock pliers to aid in the installation. Take care to prevent excessively gouging the exterior surface of the olive. Refrain from squeezing too hard, as this can cause the olive to become egg-shaped and difficult to install. Reusing olives is not recommended. It will diminish the pressure rating of the hose and possibly cause seepage. Thread the olive slightly past the end of the hose, leaving approximately a 1/16 of an inch of the hose sticking past. Retract the blade of a sharp utility knife so it only sticks out approximately 1/4 of an inch from the housing. Now with the blade held at a 90-degree angle to the hose assembly, trim any excess hose flush with the end of the olive. Having the blade protrude any farther could lead to possibly puncturing the liner or compromising its integrity. You can now remove the PTFE tape from the hose and discard. Relax your grip on the braid and ensure the braid is smooth and not bunched or twisted on the hose. The braid should be flush with the olive or slightly shorter, but no more than 1/4 of an inch of the olive should be visible. If needed, you can trim the excess braid with a sharp pair of scissors. Now slide the socket up to the olive until you feel resistance. Securely position the fitting in a vise, making sure to line up the 2 hex surfaces. Be sure not to crush the fitting in the vise. Apply a couple of drops of Earl's assembly lubricant to any thread surfaces and the nipple to aid in assembly and prevent galling. Firmly push the hose and socket assembly onto the secured fitting using a clockwise twisting rotation until the socket has engaged the fitting threads at least 1 complete turn. You may now reposition the fitting in the vise. Secure the socket in the vise, but do not crush it. Using an Earl's adjustable wrench or an AN wrench, finish tightening the fitting. Be sure to prevent the hose from rotating as you tighten the assembly with your free hand or the help of a friend. When the socket's compression on the hose convolutes is optimal, you will feel the torque required to rotate the fitting assembly suddenly increase. Stop at this point. This may not happen until the gap has been closed. This is completely acceptable. Your fitting installation is now complete.